Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome for the first time in a long time to Goldcrest Valley, where today I'm going to have a look at the Straw Harvest DLC by Creative Mesh / BM Modding / Aerosoft, whichever one you want to blame this blame on, yeah, put the blame on. And I'm going to be honest about my opinions. Now, first things first, there's one thing that I've got to talk about before I even move on to the equipment, and that's the price. It's not worth the money. Like, no matter how good this equipment is, I'll be honest, it's not worth the money. There's no DLC with... This is everything you... barring... I do apologize, I don't have the placeable. Sorry, 2 extra things. You get the... can I put this anywhere of use? We'll put that there. We'll put... this. That is huge, and I think facing the wrong direction. And very fussy about which way it wants to face. Okay, yeah, I'm hoping that has a slope at the front. Oh, I was looking at the walls. Okay. This is pretty much all you get. I mean, you get 3 bale forks that got moved for a reason. 3 pallets. The bale shredder, the bale chute, or collector, or whatever, the big pack 1290 HTP2, the Krone Comprima V180XC, and the Krone Premos 5000. That's everything. And you also get the pellet machine over there, or the pellet packer, or whatever you want to call it, and the pellet sales point. That's the entire DLC, so effectively 1, 2, 3... 4, 5 if I'm being generous, 6, 7, 8 pieces of equipment if you're being really generous, 11 if you're being super generous, the 2 placeables if you're being hyper generous. It's not worth €20, or I've been told $27 in the US. You can buy the game for about that price in the US. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a New Holland T7. Just max it out, 313 horsepower. And we're going to do a bit of a we're going to go through what these things do. And we're going to do a comparison. Because I also have activated, in this save game, the Krone Ultima, also by BM Modding. So we're going to compare this DLC, the pieces of equipment here and how they work and how they function, to a mod they made entirely for free. There's a reason for this. It's you'll see what my point here is in time. I'm not going to use the pallet factory thing because I think it takes quite a lot of pallets. I'm possibly not going to use the pallet sell point. I'll see if I can get around to that in time, but I'm kind of a bit caught for time. I've got like an hour at most to record this. The Krone Premos takes water and molasses. You can see that it's got 50 litres of molasses and 75 litres of water in it right now. Now if we back up over here, you'll find my first problem. Now if this was the Ultima, you'd have to grab a bottle of molasses out of the thing and bring it over, or you know, because this is the DLC, you can just press R. And you know, the Ultima, you have to do everything manually. You have to get out of the tractor, open up the doors, and do everything. In this, no, you just it behaves like a piece of giant equipment, which isn't bad. I'm comparing BM Modding to BM Modding. Effectively. I'm also going to top this up on water, which I hope means I can dip it into the river over here. I haven't actually seen anybody using this equipment because I am horrific at keeping up to date with things. And I've kind of intentionally been not watching too much of the Straw Harvest DLC so that my opinions wouldn't be swayed by anything I saw. So where on earth can you grab water in this bloomin' map? We'll make do with 75 litres of water. That should be enough. Now I have some lag. That is not being caused by DLC, that's probably being caused by Courseplay. Because I currently have 4 Courseplay workers on the go, cleaning out 2 fields, just in case I need 2 fields today. Over here. My setup has literally been like 20 minutes. So I'm counting this as a new record for efficiency. You can see we got our fields over here. 1 wheat, 1 barley, doesn't matter, it's going to be straw either way. We're going to use the equipment, we're going to kind of look at how fast it goes and look at what it does and look at how it performs. Now, you might have noticed I've not bothered looking at the models, and that's because, honestly, it's BM modding. You guys know that BM make some of the best models in Farm Sim. I'm not going to say the best, I think. You know, there's plenty of modders that would argue about who makes the best models. But the Chrome Pramos at maximum speed at work is 10 kilometers an hour. So this thing can follow directly behind a combine if you really wanted it to. And as it turns out, the 75 litres of water won't be enough to fill it, I don't think. But you can see it is taking in the little tiny pellets, which are kind of a flat plane, dropping them out as kind of 3D thingies, and they're becoming a flat plane, well, flat-ish, fill plane, down in the chamber itself. Now I'm guessing that to unload, you press O, yep, and that brings out a conveyor belt, and you can just dump it into your trailer of choice. That trailer of choice you can then bring to the pallet factory placeable, dump it into the storage point there, which is extendable, but this is a big issue for me and for a few people, and this is a big criticism I have, because I have been watching some videos, and I'm going to show it off, because it is a thing. I'll actually need a second smaller tractor just to do this. We'll grab a, just because it's a meme on the channel for whatever reason, we'll grab a Hurleman, and we'll grab a, is it the Brantner's the smallest trailer? Oh no, yeah, we'll grab a Brantner, why not? Wi-Fi's 15 on. There is an issue that I have with the storage at the pallet factory place, warehouse thing. And that is very, very simple. Well, there's actually a few issues I have. Number one, the Chrome Pramos. This is not its first appearance in Farm Sim. This is not the first time BM Modding have made this. Because this was originally a mod for free for Farm Sim 15. Now, maybe it didn't work perfectly or whatever. Water tank's empty, and 75 litres, as it turns out, can do 1 full fill. I'm so used to drive control that I've just driven off. The Chrome Pramos was in FS15. Did the exact same thing, made pallets. Maybe it didn't work the exact same, but it was there. You know, that's something that I can't ignore. And I don't think it's something that should be ignored. It's BM are asking you to pay for something they've previously brought out as a mod for free. Can the Hurleman even pull? Hey, the Hurleman can pull this. So we're gonna go and grab the pellets out the Pramos. I'm gonna just kind of abandon the Pramos in the field. In terms of functionality, everything works. You know, there is one thing that I need to point out in terms of functionality, however, that I've just remembered, and I'll get to that next time I'm at the shop, because it is a major thing. It is a bug that I know Simulate and Landicate have spoken about, and have said, oh, you know, because they got it early, oh, we're playing, you know, a pre-release version of it, this will probably get patched. It hasn't got patched. This is a major issue. This is another bone of contention I have. That's just... That is not the sound wood pellets make. That is the sound water makes going into a tank. Okay, I found a new thing to complain about. As you can see, it has added a wood pellet fill payment. Yeah. So the unloading the pellets inexplicably sounds identical to filling a water tank or emptying a water tank or filling a sprayer, which no, that's not how it works. And that's something that's been known about. That's something that the guys who had it pre-release knew about and presumably pointed out to Creative Mesh and Aerosoft and BM Modding or whoever you want to call them, but presumably it was pointed out. I do apologize, I got a cup of coffee. So why was that not fixed? You know, they've had a week to fix it. Which might not seem like a lot of time, but you know, when you're a professional, you should be able to do things on a tight timeline. So here's the bone of contention I have with this, and I can dip down into the ground to show you. This is the FS15 style fill plane, and the FS13 style fill plane. Now, they did this because they couldn't get the FS17 fill planes to work with the extendable nature of this, which... what's the button to do this? X. You know, you can increase the storage size by pressing X, and it increases out. I think you can do it... oh, just the once? I thought it might have been twice. Might be something to do with me using creator tools. You can do it on this side as well. You know, come over here, increase storage size. You can do it twice, but you've got to be inside the wall to do it. That's a really... and then if... ah! And then these two overlap. These two triggers overlap. Yeah, the presumption is that BM Modding couldn't get the FS17 fill plane to work with tip calls and all that with the extendable thing. But I mean, if you can't get it to work, just don't do the extendable thing. That's the way I see it, at least. So we're gonna move over to the shop here real quick. I'm gonna get another T7 because I don't want to be going over and back and just grabbing the same T7 constantly. And this is a bone of contention I have. This is the bale shredder that goes on to, I believe, the Pramos. This is the in-game pallet fork. This is a DLC. This is a paid item, which should fit the game's criteria. Oh, hey, look, you can't actually pick this up with the pallet fork. Except you can, but for some reason the trigger's in the weirdest possible place halfway through the pallet, apparently. Yeah, no. That's not getting a free pass. This is a paid product. You should have your pallets be scaled correctly. Yeah. There's another T-set. I'm gonna buy 2 more, just... actually 3 more, because I want to... well, no, I've just got the Ultima here for show. I'm not going to actually use it today. You guys have probably used the Ultima. If you're getting this, you probably know what the Ultima's like. You probably like it. Let's use the Complement, for which I have another complaint. Now, the Complement, the Chrome Complement, yes, this is a, I believe, new model. However, the Chrome Complement was previously in FarmSim 2. It was in FarmSim 13. Now this takes, right in the middle, the net wrap. Now if I was using the, if I was using the Ultimate, I'd have to get out and go around to the side and press buttons. You know, if I go out here to the Ultima, you know, I gotta press B to open the doors. It makes noises and they open individually. In this, you press Z and the net wrap door opens. Okay, well in the Ultima you get to, you know, get out and pick up the individual... Oh. You, you, you can't pick up the individual rolls? Because once again, it's been kind of dumbed down to the giant's magic. You can just close the door again. And one cool thing that I do like about this baler is you can set the bale size, because the compromise is a variable chamber baler. So you can get... I'm just gonna try and get cruise control going at a reasonable speed so I can get over to the field while I'm showing you this. You can set bales at 1.1, 1.3, 1.55, which is a really odd size, 1.8 or 1.8 meters, okay. And Courseplay is having an argument with itself. Wonderful. I might just tab around real quick and I'll just leave Courseplay have an argument with itself. So I'm going to make one of each bale. So 100% fill of this is 167 bales. I don't like how it's... This is how many bales you can make. This is the only amount you can make. Now I want to see... I'm going to intentionally skip this row because that's where the prey mouse is. Let's see. Okay, everything seems to be working. Again, I'm not going to comment on the models because it's BM modding. You guys know BM modding makes some of the best models. Working speed for this baler is 20 kilometers an hour, which is... quite fast. A 1.1 meter bale is 3,500 liters. Now, the in-game bales are either... Oh my god, that's adorable. The in-game bales are, I think, 1.3 meters, which is gonna turn out and look significantly bigger. So I'm kind of curious how big this bale is gonna be. It should be well over 4,000. It's 4,000 exactly. And if I leave this out, it's... Even that looks quite small. Oh, that's 1.3 meter. So, I'm guessing the next size up 1.55. I want to just, after this, grab an in-game bale. I do like how there is kind of a custom bale texture. This is 5,000 liter bales, and you can see they're getting quite big now. And we'll finish off with a 1.8 meter bale, which will probably end up being like 8,000 liters. I mean, I like the versatility of this. I don't understand the fill levels, because like this huge bale is less than double the amount of material in this teeny bale. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, this I believe is roughly in-game size, and maybe a bit smaller, but it holds probably about the same amount of material. Is it kind of saying that the bigger the bale gets, the less it compresses, I guess? In any case, let's just deconfuse the horse blaze, because I don't like seeing all the red. Stop. Stop. Oi, stop. And stop. I've got more than enough of everything. Actually, there we go. We'll just grab the third New Holland T7. And we'll go on to the final piece of equipment in the pack. The Corona Big Pack Baler. 1290 HDP. Now this has twine boxes, which as you can see are mostly empty. It's only about 15% full, and again, much to my annoyance and much to kind of, I'm gonna argue, the detriment of BM modding. It's a real letdown from where they were before, where you just press R and it magically fills. You know, it's the Ultima was kind of the ultimate baler. in farm sim. I know I'm just bashing things around, but I'm trying to turn around the bale sled a bit. Because I do need to attach that, and I need to figure out how it works real quick. Because this is legitimately my first time using any of this equipment. You know, it all works as you'd expect. And we gotta unfold the bale sled at some point. Okay, let's just leave it folded for now. I'm kind of curious if the indicator markers on the baler are going to rise as the bale comes through. Now, one thing I do like things about the pack. You know, I've been pointing out the things that I dislike. And that's intentional. It's, you know, you guys can see what you like and what you don't. I'm just showing what I don't like. I am going to openly say I actually like this DLC. As much as I've been saying, oh, well, I don't like this, and I don't like this, and I don't like this, and I don't like this, I count that as just, these are places where it can be improved. Now, the Premos complaint, I don't think there's a remedy for. I think, honestly, that's a bit of BM modding getting a bit greedy. Do I have to do anything special to get this to work? Let's turn on the baler and lower the pickup, and we'll see. Number one, do these move at all? They do, interestingly. And the bales are 4,000 litres, standard in-game bales. Now, what happens when the loader's full? Is my next question. Oh, it automatically unloads. That's actually really convenient. So the bales just come out the bale chamber onto the loader. And I've heard something about there being a slight mismatch between the angles and stuff. So I'm just gonna keep a quick eye on. Ooh, yeah, the bales just kind of snap down. And then the last bale snaps down and then it kind of snaps off. Okay. So you leak the bales off through your top. Do you know what? I like this baler and bale loader. You know, 26 kilometers an hour working speed. That's, I'm gonna say about 12 miles per hour, maybe? No, it would be closer to 18 miles an hour you'd be baling with this thing. Which is maybe a bit fast, but hey, do you know what? I'm not going to complain if I can get bales out this quickly. I mean, we've done, what, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 bales already. And you just kind of knock through them real quick. Now comes the bit where the Ultima really comes in, though. Because this is the bit that I've been planning. Because everybody else has been, that I know of at least, has been comparing these to what Giants have brought out. I, however, I'm going to compare it to what BM Modding have brought out. The Ultima. Because the Ultima, you can, can't remember how you do it now. You can take out the rolls and bring them around and put them back into the baler. Everything is manual. That when it says something is manual, it actually means it's manual. You know, it's got the sounds for the doors closing. Yes, it's slow, and that's something that maybe BM should have looked into, but they've claimed it's finished and it's not going to be touched again. But you compare this to what's in the straw add-on, and it's gold standard. The straw add-on's kind of, in all honesty, silver standard. Now, here's the bit that I'm sure somebody here has been looking forward to, because I am going to try and operate the crane. I can't even see where the crane is. What kind of camera is this? Is this... Is this first person camera? Oh. That's the first person camera and there's no way out of it. Okay. So I've just managed to find a quite spectacular bug that nobody else that I know of actually has. So if you use head tracking at all, because I do and I've got it enabled, you can't use the crane because it forces you into a first-person perspective that... I'm hitting C. You can't get out of this perspective. You know, I can't see where the crane is. So as soon as I get out, I can see, oh, the crane's over there. So, yeah, that's a game-breaking bug. Something that maybe should have been found. I don't know. So I can't actually show you this thing in action because I don't have my head tracking turned on, and I don't have my head tracking software turned on, but I've got head tracking again turned on, and this is the only view I have, is the roof, which is quite nicely detailed, but completely worthless as far as usefulness is concerned. Yeah, that's a problem. I do like the animated gate, the animated doors, I should say. Yeah, that's a nice little touch. I like the fact that I know this, because I haven't shown it, but I know this. BM, Creative Mesh, Aerosoft, they have detailed all the little bits. They've got a lot of detail in the models, which is why I haven't spoken about them. Is like, the models are amazing. I'm genuinely in love with the models. I'm in love with how everything looks. Maybe not how it works. I'd prefer it to be more Ultima, less Giants. The issue with the warehouse is a major issue for me. And for anybody who has a track hat or track IR, or the few lunatics that have Tobii eye tracking, that's going to be a game breaker. That's going to mean that it's not going to work for you. Unless you've got your head tracking software on, which personally I don't have it on all the time. I very rarely have it on when I'm playing Farm Sim. You might have noticed, by the way, I've been playing with the keyboard. That's out of basically laziness. Also, I wanted to give the most basic method of showing this off I possibly could. Like, I could have used the wheel, I could have used drive control, could have used all my fancy mods, but I wanted to show it off in a mostly stock environment. Yes, I've got creator tools in just to move around faster, but it doesn't affect how bales work too much. Honest opinion on the DLC as a whole, I like the balers. Not too gone on the premise, but I'm sure it'll be useful at some point. The warehouse is largely useless for me unless you can use a front loader to fill the palletizer, in which case I might be able to use it. But that's a major issue for anybody who uses head tracking, and should really have been found in testing. As should the problem with that pallet. That's a major oversight. The sound issue with the Premos as well. There's 3 major oversights in half an hour I've managed to find. This is only my first half hour playing with this stuff. Is it worth €20? I don't think so. Is it worth picking up if it's ever on sale? If Aerosoft ever do a sale for €10? You know, 8, 9, 10 pounds. Yeah, sure, pick it up then. It's probably worth that much. Will we see this in FS19? Probably not. Just stick with this until FS17 finishes, or you're finished with FS17, and then it's completely worthless. But that's gonna do it. I know this has been a very negative video, but it's kind of intentionally been like that, because everybody else has been kind of showing all the positives and saying, "Oh my God, try it on! Look at what I got for free." I wanted to pay. Well, number one, pay for it, and number two, give brutally honest opinions. Because while everybody else has been positive, and I get the excitement. I'm excited about that the square beta. I really like it. But there are problems with the DLC, and they're kind of inexcusable, in my eyes. You're bringing out a paid product, it should work. I know, AAA game devs don't have the same level of criticism, but these guys are modders. They made the Ultima, which actually still has some game-breaking issues, by the way, if you're watching BM modding or Creative Mesh. If you unload the game with a bale in the chamber, it breaks and completely locks up your save game and corrupts your save game. That mod is not perfect, even though you say it is. Guess who's never getting anything for free from BM modding? Or Creative Mesh or Aerosoft, probably. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of end it here. Final thoughts. It's an okay DLC. Is it up to Giant standards? No. I'm gonna be honest, no. It's not. It's BM modding, Creative Mesh, Aerosoft's justification for the price point was that it is better than Giants. That's the line they've been kind of trying to feed people since the price point was revealed, announced. And it is complete hogwash. The equipment, yes, the modeling's better, as good if not better than Giants. Is the functionality as good if not better than Giants? No. That issue there has been known about for a week. As has the issue with the Primos, where the output sounds like water. That's been known about for a week. And nothing got fixed before release. That's not... So, the Primos is literally just change a sound file. That is probably a bit more complicated, change some collisions. The issue with the crane is there's a camera there, clearly, that they worked on, but it's completely useless. Change the first-person camera to be, like, dead center of the shed, so that you can watch as the crane passes by. Don't have it on the crane, just have it static. Does this need tweaking? Yes. Can I tweak it? No, because it's encrypted. And that's annoying, because it basically means I've got to either have head tracking on at all times or turn it off completely. Which I really like having head tracking on, if you didn't notice. Because, and this is genuinely the reason why, if I get into this leap here, instantly in cab. People thought that was a mod. No, that's an in-game feature. Only if you got head tracking enabled. That's going to do it, though. I'll leave you by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching, I guess, your Farm Sim 17 third-party add-on, Straw Harvest add-on, Creative Mesh, Aerosoft, BM modding, Straw Mod, DLC. I think I've covered everything. Spotlight thing. Because I don't know what this is. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.